In 2024, I failed. There were so many things that I had on my vision board, so many things that I had on my goals for 2024 that I didn't do. And it's this time of the year where everybody's looking back and saying that all these things on my vision board that I accomplished, everything this year that I wanted to achieve and that I achieved. It's time of year to reflect on what you have achieved and everything that you want to achieve in the following year. But for me, and for many other people I know, it's a time where you feel like a failure and you feel like you've wasted your time, you've wasted your year, where you haven't really done that much and you're not in the position that you imagined yourself or thought that you would be in a year's time. And then you're thinking that, what's even the point? Why do I even try next year? I don't even want to have no goals. I don't even know what I want to achieve. I don't have faith and trust in myself that I can achieve these things because with the things I wanted to achieve this year, I didn't end up achieving. At times it feels like you're going the opposite way. Instead of growing, you're actually going backwards, going back into old habits that you used to have, which you promise yourself you will never go back into. You find yourself having the same negative mindset that you're so desperately trying to get out of. And you're just feeling like, why do I even try? For example, me, this year, you can see that I haven't been posting on YouTube this year, and one of my goals was to get 1k subscribers, and it was very, very easy for me to get 1k subscribers as I was getting 100 subscribers a day, and I'm literally only around 150 subscribers away from 1,000. But I didn't put enough effort. I didn't try enough because you know why? Because I felt like a failure. And I thought, if I'm this person who's trying to give advice to people and telling people how to love themselves, how to level up in their life, but I'm still living like this, I don't love myself. I still have confidence issues. I still have these certain issues in my life. Who am I to come to talk to a camera pretending as if I know it all when I really don't? And I felt like a fraud. So I didn't post for a really, really long time. Thinking about all the things this year that I didn't achieve, I'm just like, why am I focused on the negative? Why am I focused on this I didn't do, this I didn't do? No, I didn't get 10k on YouTube. No, I'm not making this amount of money. No, I don't know this many people. Yes, there's so many things that I didn't achieve, and it's okay to recognize that. But what about everything else that I did achieve? There are so many things that I've achieved this year. Even just being alive and being able to talk to this camera is an achievement in itself. Every single day you wake up and show up for yourself is an achievement, and you have to recognize that. As much as you feel like a failure, and according to society and according to your parents and according to your friends or according to the expectations that you had for yourself, you're not a success. You're a failure. You didn't get to where you want to be. Everything that you've lived and experienced is always going to get you to the moment that you need to become the person who you are. Everything that you're experiencing right now is a blessing in disguise. In hindsight, you'll look back on and think that, I really did need that moment of failure and able to motivate me and guide me to do better. You need to be grateful for the failure that you receive. And you may think that, Mariam, what are you talking about? I hate failing. I don't like it. The fact that you're allowing yourself to be able to fail is only setting you up for success. If I don't fail today, I can't succeed tomorrow. And if it was easy, everybody would have done it. In order to get to where you want to be, you have to fail. And every single failure gets you closer to where you need to be. So be grateful for the failure, because this failure is just like numbers game. Every single no is just leading you closer to every single yes. If you don't even try, you are so much farther away from your yes. And there's never going to be a day where you try one day and it's going to be a yes. There's never going to be a day where you pick up the camera and you're going to be able to talk to it perfectly first time. No, you're not going to be able to do that. Yes, there's some people who are able to do that, but you don't know what they're doing behind the scenes. Maybe it's 10 years or 5 years or 6 months for hard work and effort that they've put to be able to come to this far. To be able to put low effort and achieve high results. I need you to understand that everybody's on the same level, that regardless of your background, where you've come from, everybody has issues that they deal with, and nobody is special in this life. All these celebrities that you see, there's no special secret. They're not doing anything like magical. In reality, it's a very, very simple formula, and they just didn't give up. They didn't take every single failure and knock them down. If every single thing that you want to achieve ever in life, if you just took that one failure and kept going and kept pushing through, you would be 10 times more successful than you are now. And I know in gambling, I do not promote gambling at all, but when they say that people give up before their next big win, and yes, don't use it in betting, but use it in life. People always give up before their next big win. They always give up right before they're about to achieve success and breakthrough. And I probably am a good example of this. I could have been making money on YouTube. I could be really successful, teaching so many people, have a really big growing podcast and community of young women like me as well, in a really big community. But because I didn't focus on that, and that wasn't my focus this year, I wasn't able to achieve that. And I know that, and I'm recognizing that, and I'm changing that next year. I decided to shift my focus to other things, and that is okay. I decided to rest, and that's okay. But knowing that, okay, in terms of this I failed, but in other things I didn't fail, and I'm not going to focus on the failures that I had this year. Why? Because me focus on that failures will only enhance them more. What you focus on is the things you'll look for in life. If you keep focused on how you're a failure, the universe, God will keep showing you times where you have been a failure. Don't focus on the things that you don't want in your life. It doesn't matter what you want. Yes, you want to be a millionaire and have so much money, but if you keep focusing on how you're poor, it doesn't matter what you want. They're going to give to you what you're asking, what you're telling them, and the energy you're giving out. For example, I watched this guy called Knowledge, and he gave this really good analogy of that if you go to a restaurant and you don't know the language that the person is speaking, and I was telling them, I really don't want fish. I hate fish. I don't want fish. I really don't want fish. I hate fish. I don't like it. Don't give it to me. I'm allergic, whatever. But I want the steak. What do you think they're going to give to you? They're going to give you the fish, because you kept emphasizing about how much you don't want the fish, you don't want the fish, you don't want the fish. They don't understand, I don't want. All they hear is fish, 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 fish. The universe doesn't think about the fact that you want money. They don't care. You're talking about, I don't have money, I don't have money, I don't have money, I'm poor, I'm poor, I'm poor, I'm poor. They're not hearing that I don't want to be poor. They're not hearing that I want to be rich. They don't hear that, just hearing about what you're focusing on. Don't focus about how you're a failure. Focus on how you're a success. Even you living, being able to come here watching this video, you are already showing that you're successful and that you want to do better in life. Don't focus on what makes you a failure. Focus on what makes you a success. So if I was to do the same, I would focus on the fact that I've done very various beautiful things this year. For example, I was able to collaborate with a lot of companies on my TikTok and have a lot of paid collaborations, which I've never done before. I was able to do various work experience at really prestige banks, go to the Big Four. I was able to get an apprenticeship opportunity at one of the biggest accountancy firms in the world. That's such an amazing achievement. I was able to pass my theory test first time. If I didn't sit down and really think about everything that I've achieved, I would just focus on everything that I didn't achieve. Just because you achieve them but you didn't want to achieve them doesn't mean they're not as important as the things you want to achieve but did achieve. If you're liking this video and you want to see more of me, make sure to check out the It Girl Diaries podcast in the description below. Follow my Instagram, TikTok to see more bite size of how I live my day in my lives and a lot more vlogs. At this time when you're seeing all these people getting out their vision boards and there's being like pictures on my vision board and then the pictures in real life that I actually did, and you're seeing that, damn, wasn't able to do this. But this is not about them, this is about you. Look inward and look at yourself, and like I said, look at everything that you have achieved and don't be humble about it. There's so many things in this life that you've achieved in this year that you achieved that you sit down and be like, oh, but that wasn't that serious, that wasn't that amazing, but what I could have achieved on my vision board was so much more better. It doesn't matter. F being humble. You don't have to be humble. You don't have to dial down your achievements in order to seem realistic. Okay, you didn't hit £1 million this year, but you hit 100k. 100k is a very, very big achievement. Just because you're not where you're at doesn't mean that you can't start emulating the energy of where you want to be. You know that if you're making that amount of money or you having this amount of success in life, you would be shouting it from the rooftop. Shout your successes from the rooftop now. Start emulating the energy that you want to give out next year. I want to be in a position where in 2025, this time in a year's time, you don't want to be watching videos like this, or I hope you do continue watching my videos. You don't want to be doom scrolling on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, whatever, looking for content so you can relate to about how much you failed. You want to be looking at content that inspires you to work better for the year after that and the year after that, because you emulated the energy. No matter how small an achievement that you had, you've always bigged yourself up, and always be your biggest cheerleader, because nobody else has come to save you. Everybody has their own problems going on. Everybody's always trying to do better for themselves, so you also have to do the same thing. Everybody who is successful in life, they always focused on themselves and looked inwards. They didn't care what the external told them. They didn't care that they were poor. They didn't care that they grew up in council housing. They didn't care that they grew up in an area which was full of deprivation. They didn't look at the external. They focused on the internal, and the internal is what changes the external. But a lot of problems that we have is that we think that the external has to change first before our internal has to change. We have to have a happy relationship outside of us in order for us to be happy on the inside. We have to have money outside of us in order for us to feel freedom. But we have to feel that feeling inside of us in order for the external to change. You can't have a cake and expect it to change by changing the outside of the cake. You have to change the ingredients that you put on the inside in order to change the outcome of the cake. If you're looking back at this year, 2024, feeling like a failure, I promise you you're not. Being able to come to this video, live to this day as an achievement in itself, and celebrate every single win that you have in life, no matter how small. Emulate the energy that you want to have when you feel success in life. When you start feeling these emotions internally, externally, everything else will change.